Hello friends, welcome to CBLR exam preparations. Spectra Core Academy is a trusted name in field of custom broker licensing exam preparations. We have developed an Android application for the CBLR exam for practicing multiple choice questions for scoring better results in the online exam conducted as a computer based test. हमारी ऐप को यूज करके काफी सारे कैंडिडेट्स को बेनिफिट हुआ एंड दे पास देयर रिटन एग्जाम. Further, they got benefit in the preparation of their oral exams and they cleared it and they're about to become customs broker. Link for downloading the app in Android based mobile is given in the description. Myself, Sumit Kumar Srivastava, customs broker and faculty for CBLR exam. This exam was earlier conducted in subjective manner, but now from 2019, this exam has become a multiple choice question paper. Though there was no negative marking in the exam, but negative marking was introduced in 2020 and further it has continued in 2021. This negative marking badly affects your score, so you need to practice more and more on the application so that you know what is your average score rate, so that you can maintain and you can achieve 60% marks to clear this test. You need to understand very clearly that this is a technical exam being conducted as multiple choice question on the computer, and it is being asked about the functional aspects of the international business in the import export and the procedure for the clearance and the consultancy services being provided to the importers and exporters. Already given the part 1 with 25 basic questions. Link for that is given in the description. In this video, part 2 having further 25 questions are given for the MBA, CACS, LLM and the G card holders of this industry. Hope you enjoy learning it. Question 26. The nodal ministry to deal with the transboundary movement of hazardous waste is. Out of the options we have the Ministry of Environment and Forest, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Home Affairs and Ministry of Agriculture. Hazardous waste वो वेस्ट होते हैं जो कि हमारी हेल्थ को और नेचर को नुकसान पहुंचाते हैं, उसके लिए खतरा होते हैं, डेंजर होते हैं. तो ऐसे hazardous waste को जो डील करती है वो मिनिस्ट्री होती है, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एनवायरमेंट. एंड हेंस फॉर द ट्रांसबाउंडरी मूवमेंट ऑफ hazardous waste, Ministry of Environment and Forest is there. So as per the question, option A is the correct answer. Question 27. Can goods restricted as per foreign trade policy be imported? Yes, restricted goods can be imported. Prohibited goods में problem होती है import करने में. So as per the options, no. Option B, yes, with the prior approval of Commissioner of Customs. Commissioner of Customs govern होते हैं आपके बोर्ड से, तो उनकी अप्रूवल से restricted goods import नहीं किए जा सकते हैं. Option C is yes, only when the license has been issued by the DGFT. This is the correct answer. DGFT is the authority for issuing of the importer-exporter code. Foreign trade policy DGFT से govern होती है. So अगर DGFT ने license दिया हुआ है उस goods, restricted goods को import करने के लिए, तो उसका import किया जा सकता है. तो as per the question, option C is the correct answer. Yes, only when the license has been issued by DGFT. Question 28. What is the time limit for filing the refund claim for refund of duty under Section 27 of the Customs Act 1962? Out of the options, we have 1 month from relevant date, 3 months from the relevant date, 6 months from the relevant date, and 1 year from the relevant date. So, as per the Section 27 of the Customs Act 1962, 1 year is the right answer. The time limit for filing the refund claim for refund of duty is 1 year. So, as per the question, option 4 or option D is the correct answer. Why imported food items are referred to FSSAI authorities warehousing? As per the options we have, it is responsible for food safety in India, prevents pollution, supervising body for all radioactive materials, none of the above. So as per हमने part 1 में देखा था, FSSAI एक एक्रोनिम है जो स्टैंड करता है फूड सेफ्टी एंड स्टैंडर्ड्स अथॉरिटी ऑफ इंडिया. सो इट इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द फूड सेफ्टी, इसलिए इंपोर्टेड फूड आइटम्स जो कंजम्पशन के लिए होते हैं वो FSSAI को रेफर किए जाते हैं. So as per question 29, option A is the correct answer. It is responsible for food safety in India. Question 30. How much time has been given without extension for submission of information or documents under customs finalization of provisional assessment regulation 2018 for the purpose of finalization of assessment. फाइनल असेसमेंट नहीं हुआ है, प्रोविजनल असेसमेंट हो रहा है। प्रोविजनल असेसमेंट के इस रेगुलेशन के अकॉर्डिंग कितना समय मिलता है इंफॉर्मेशन सबमिट करने के लिए? सो एज पर द रेगुलेशन वी हैव एज पर द ऑप्शंस 1 month, 6 months, 3 months, 12 months. So as per the regulation, time given is 1 month. So option 1 is the correct answer. Question 31, a self-assessed bill of entry can be assessed or cannot be reassessed. Can be assessed after serving a notice or cannot be reassessed. और self assessed bill of entry जो होती है उसमें importer खुद ही assess करता है कि क्या details हैं, क्या ड्यूटी पेमेंट होना चाहिए, और उसका पहले भी कस्टम क्लियरेंस हो चुका है तो उसे एक तरह का ग्रीन चैनल दिया जाता है। इस तरह की फैसिलिटी गवर्नमेंट डिपार्टमेंट्स को या पीएसयू को दी जाती है जिसमें किसी तरह की इंपोर्ट परमिट या रिस्ट्रिक्शंस या प्रोहिबिशन नहीं होता है, और जब तक कि अप्रेजमेंट इसमें इन्वॉल्व नहीं होता है तो ऐसे किसी भी सेल्फ असेस्ड बिल ऑफ एंट्री को प्रॉपर ऑफिसर रीअसेस कर सकता है। तो एज पर क्वेश्चन 31, option 1 is the correct answer. It can be reassessed by proper officer of customs. Question 32, can an importer pay duty voluntarily to avoid payment of interest pending final assessment? As per the options, we have no, he should request the department for early final assessment. Option C, yes, ड्यूटी अगर वो वॉलंटरी पे करना चाहता है, गवर्नमेंट को कोई ऑब्जेक्शन नहीं है, फाइनल असेसमेंट पेंडिंग है, प्रोविजनल असेसमेंट के दौरान अगर इंपोर्टर ड्यूटी वॉलंटरी पे करना चाहता है, उसे लगता है ड्यूटी पे होनी चाहिए एंड ही वांट्स टू पे, ही कैन पे यस। एज पर द क्वेश्चन, ऑप्शन सी इज द करेक्ट आंसर। क्वेश्चन 33, विच इज नॉट रेलिवेंट फॉर द पर्पस ऑफ क्लासिफिकेशन इन केस ऑफ इंपोर्टेड गुड्स। क्लासिफिकेशन करने के लिए हमें चैप्टर हेडिंग, चैप्टर नोट को रेफर करना होता है, सेक्शन नोट को रेफर करना होता है, जिस एसेशन में वो क्लासिफाई हो रहा है उसके एक्सप्लेनेटरी नोट को रेफर करना होता है। तो ये तीनों ही आइटम्स रेलिवेंट होते हैं। क्या रेलिवेंट नहीं होता है? फॉरेन ट्रेड पॉलिसी रेलिवेंट नहीं होती है क्लासिफिकेशन के केस में। जब क्लासिफिकेशन हो जाती है तो उस फिर फॉरेन ट्रेड पॉलिसी को हम रेफर करते हैं कि क्या उस पे अप्लाई होता है, क्या नहीं अप्लाई होता है। So as per the question, option D or the option 4 is the correct answer, foreign trade policy. Question 34, EODC in respect of advance authorization stands for what? Now, as per the option, we have export order for duties and cess, export order for duty certificate, export obligation discharge certification, none of the above. EODC एक एक्रोनिम है, वो ये पूछ रहा है कि इसकी फुल फॉर्म क्या है। एक्रोनिम आपको याद करने पड़ेंगे, आपने अगर गलत आंसर दिया तो आपका एक नंबर कट जाएगा एंड यू विल रिसीव बैड स्कोर्स इन योर टेस्ट। EODC stands for export obligation discharge certification. So as for the question, option C is the right answer. Question 35, which of the following is true about SWIFT? जैसा कि मैंने पहले ही बताया है, पार्ट 1 में कस्टम ने बहुत सारे टेक्नोलॉजिकल चेंजेस को अडॉप्ट किया है फॉर ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस एंड फैसिलिटेशन ऑफ द ट्रेड। सो सिंगल विंडो इंटरफेस फॉर फैसिलिटेशन ऑफ ट्रेड, दिस इज द फुल फॉर्म ऑफ दिस एक्रोनिम स्विफ्ट। तो इसमें जो अप्लाई हो रहे हैं स्टेटमेंट्स वो हम देख लेते हैं। First statement said it allows importers and exporters the facility to lodge their clearance document online at a single point only. Option 2 says permission from regulatory agencies will be obtained online for clearance. Option 3 is their statement 3 says it would reduce the interface with the government agencies, dwell time, and the cost of doing business. As per the options, we have 1, 2, and 3. Second option says only 1. Third option says only 2. Fourth option says only 3. Now, सिंगल स्विफ्ट इट सेज सिंगल विंडो इंटरफेस और फैसिलिटेशन ऑफ ट्रेड, इस पे तीनों ही स्टेटमेंट्स अप्लाई करते हैं। इंपोर्टर एक्सपोर्टर को फैसिलिटी दी जाती है कि वो ऑनलाइन अपने सिंगल पॉइंट पे अपने क्लियरेंस डॉक्यूमेंट्स को अपलोड करें। परमिशन रेगुलेटरी एजेंसी जो पार्टिसिपेटिव गवर्नमेंट एजेंसीज होती हैं उनके साथ इंटरफेस टाइम को रिड्यूस होता है, कॉस्ट और ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस को बढ़ाया जाता है, ड्वेल टाइम को रिड्यूस किया जाता है, और परमिशन रेगुलेटरी एजेंसीज जैसे कि फसाई उनसे मिलने में वो आसानी होती है, ऑनलाइन मिल जाता है। तो तीनों स्टेटमेंट अप्लाई करेंगे। तो एज पर द क्वेश्चन, ऑप्शन ए of the option 1 is the correct answer. All of the three statements are applicable to it. Question 36, importer as per the Customs Act 1962 includes Statement 1, beneficial owner of the goods. Statement 2, owner of the goods. Statement 3, any person holding himself to be the importer of the goods. ये तीनों ही statement correct हैं as per the section 2 of the Customs Act 1962. So as per the options, only 1, only 2, only 3, and 1, 2, and 3. So option 4 or the option D is the correct answer. Question 37. IGM is filled by. IGM क्या होता है? इम्पोर्ट ग्रांट मैनिफेस्ट। ये कब फाइल होता है? ये तब फाइल होता है जब कोई शिपिंग लाइन या एयरलाइन अराइव करता है, तो वो ये बताता है कस्टम अथॉरिटीज को कि वो कौन कौन सा सामान लेके आया। वो एक लिस्ट देता है, उस लिस्ट को इम्पोर्ट ग्रांट मैनिफेस्ट, उसको एक मैनिफेस्ट कहा जाता है। उसको जब ग्रांट हो जाता है एंट्री इनवर्ट्स लाइए, उसको इंपोर्ट ग्रांट मैनिफेस्ट कहा जाता है। ये डॉक्यूमेंट जो फाइल करता है वो पर्सन इन चार्ज ऑफ द वेसल करता है, ये इसको इंपोर्टर या कस्टम ब्रोकर नहीं फाइल करता है। तो एज पर क्वेश्चन 37 ऑप्शन सी और ऑप्शन सी इज द करेक्ट आंसर, पर्सन इन चार्ज ऑफ द वेसल। Question 38, a bill of entry can be presented not exceeding how many days prior to the arrival of the vessel? As per the options, 14 days, 30 days, 60 days, and none of the above. Friends, as per section 15 of the Customs Act 1962, prior bill of entry can be filed before 30 days. So as per the question, option 2 is the correct answer, 30 days. Question 39, license granted to a custom broker under Custom Broker Licensing Regulation 2018 can be statement 1, sold to any other broker, and statement 2, transferred to any other broker. The options are only 1, both 1 and 2, none of 1 and 2, and only 2. So friends, customs broker license is given to increase your earning as a business, as an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurial ambitions को फुलफिल करने के लिए गवर्नमेंट ने CBLR रेगुलेशंस के अंडर आपको कस्टम ब्रोकर का लाइसेंस दिया है, ताकि आप अपना रिवेन्यू बढ़ाइए, गवर्नमेंट का रिवेन्यू बढ़ाइए, इंपोर्टर और एक्सपोर्टर का रिवेन्यू बढ़ाइए, उनका बिजनेस बढ़ाइए, ना कि अपने बिजनेस को सेल आउट कर दीजिए या किसी और को ट्रांसफर कर दीजिए। जब हम कस्टम ब्रोकर लाइसेंसिंग रेगुलेशन को डिटेल में पढ़ेंगे तो आपको ये पता लगेगा कि ये एक फैक्ट है, आपको बिजनेस करने के लिए ये लाइसेंस दिया जा रहा है। So as per the question, option C, none of the statement 1 and 2 is the correct answer. Question 40, the rate of duty in respect of bill of entry for home consumption is taken as per the option, the rate as on presentation of bill of entry for home consumption or date of entry inverts, whichever is later. Second option, the rate as on actual clearance of goods for home consumption. Section 3, the rate as on the date of examination of the goods, and none of the above. Friends, as per section 15, the rate as on presentation of bill of entry for home consumption or date of entry inverts, whichever is later, is the correct answer. So as per question, option A or option 1 is the correct answer. Question 41, what are the mandatory documents that are required to be submitted for presentation of bill of entry? All of the options we have: invoice cum packing list and bill of lading or airway bill, invoice cum packing list, bill of lading, country of origin certificate. Option C says invoice, packing list, bill of lading, airway bill, country of origin certificate, safety and certificate and certificate of analysis. Option D says invoice cum packing list, bill of lading and airway bill, certificate of origin, purchase order and letter of credit. वैसे तो सारे डॉक्यूमेंट्स रेफर किए जाने चाहिए, बट जो मैंडेटरी डॉक्यूमेंट होते हैं, जो नेसेसरी डॉक्यूमेंट्स होते हैं कस्टम क्लियरेंस के लिए बिल ऑफ एंट्री में, वो इनवॉइस कम पैकिंग लिस्ट होती है या और बिल ऑफ लेडिंग या एयरवे बिल होता है। इसको आप सबमिट करिए एंड these are the necessary documents as per the question. Option A or option 1 is the correct answer. Question 42, for how long the assessed copy of bill of entry and its supporting documents and original are to be retained as per the bill of entry, electronic integrated declaration and paperless processing regulations 2018 by the customs broker? As per the option that we have 3 years, 5 years, 7 years or 10 years. So as per this regulation, custom broker has to retain the assessed copy of bill of entry for 5 years. So option 2 or option B is the correct answer. Question 43, in case of advance bill of entry, the rate of exchange is to be taken as, options are date of presentation, date of final entry, date of assessment, and date of payment of duty. So as per section 15 of the Customs Act 1962, date of presentation has to be taken as the rate of exchange. Question 44, how many attempts are allowed to a person to clear the examination prescribed under Regulation 6 of the Custom Broker Licensing Regulation 2018? Out of the options that we have are 4 attempts, 6 attempts, 3 attempts, 5 attempts. As per Regulation 6, the exam is being conducted and the applications are being invited. As per the Regulation 6 of the CBLR 2018, there are 6 attempts to clear the exam. But friends, please be reminded that if your basics are clear, then you can attempt and clear this exam in the first attempt itself, and you can clear your written exam in the first attempt, and you can clear your oral exam in the first attempt if your basics are clear and you have practiced well with the app, Android app, multiple choice questions many times, either by sitting and attempting the printed question papers or attempting it on the app. But and if your basics are not clear, then even your 6 attempts may become futile and may not be able to clear the exam, because there are many candidates in the industry who have cleared their written exam around 4 to 5 times, but they are not able to clear their oral exams, and they may fail it by 2-3 times. So if your basics are clear, then I assure you, you can clear the exam in the first attempt even, and you can clear your written and oral exam in the first attempt. So as per this question, option 2 is the correct answer, 6 attempts. Question 45, the rate of exchange applicable to the imported goods is fixed by whom? As per the options, we have CBIC, Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs. Option 2, SBI. Option C, RBI, Reserve Bank of India. D, Commissioner of Customs. SBI might be State Bank of India. So as per the question, board is the correct authority for determining the rate of exchange applicable to the imported goods. So CBIC is the correct answer. As per the question, option A, option 1 is the correct answer, CBIC. For question 46, for determination of importability of the goods, which date is relevant? As per the option that we have, date of bill of lading, date of presentation of bill of entry, date of assessment and date of final entry. So importability of the goods तब होती है जब goods international boundaries को cross करके country में entry करते हैं. So for the determination of the importability of the goods, date of bill of lading is relevant. An importer imports goods for the personal use and does not have IC. What needs to be done for such goods? Out of the option we have, the person importing for personal use need not have an IC. This is the correct answer. अगर आप पर्सनल यूज के लिए इंपोर्ट कर रहे हैं तो आपको आईसी की जरूरत नहीं है. अगर आप कमर्शियल पर्पसेस के लिए इंपोर्ट कर रहे हैं तो आपको इंपोर्ट एक्सपोर्ट कोड की जरूरत है, जो कि आपको डीजीएफटी से मिलता है. सो एज फॉर द क्वेश्चन, ऑप्शन ए और द ऑप्शन 1 इज द करेक्ट आंसर. Question 48, exchange rate in respect of export bill of entry is taken as. Out of the options that we have, the rate as on presentation of warehouse BE, the rate as on date of presentation of export BE, the rate as on actual clearance of goods for home consumption, and of the above. So as per the question, the answer is rate on date of presentation of warehouse B. As per question, the option A or option 1 is the correct answer. Question 49, the validity of a license unless suspended or revoked issued under Regulation 7 of the Customs Broker Licensing Regulation 2018 is. Out of the option we have 5 years from the date of issue, there is no expiry of the license. 10 years from date of issue to be renewed at the end of each year from date of issue. So as per the context of 2019, when this question was asked, as per the regulations CBLR 2018, the validity of the license was 10 years. But now in 2021, this regulation has been further amended and it has been said that there is no expiry of the license. Only thing, you have to file one document, shipping bill or bill of entry in a year. So as for the question, option C, option 3 is the correct answer, 10 years from date of issue. Question 50, import of fresh potato seeds requires import permit granted under. Out of the option we have plant quarantine, regulation of imports into India, order 2003. Sites, Biodiversity Act, Wildlife Protection Act 1972. फ्रेश पोटैटो सीड्स जो होते हैं वो एग्रीकल्चर प्रोडक्ट है, वो एक प्लांट से रिलेटेड है, इसलिए इंपोर्ट परमिट हमें प्लांट क्वारंटाइन ऑर्डर से लेना पड़ेगा. तो एज पर द क्वेश्चन, ऑप्शन ए इज द करेक्ट आंसर, plant quarantine regulation of imports into India, order 2003. So friends, in the further video we will be taking up next 25 questions. Thank you.